Hello friends, welcome. I'm Robin with Zimmy Simple Designs. If you see the red live light, you've caught me live. If not, you're watching the replay. Please type in hashtag replay. Say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. Let me know if you're new so I can welcome you to my page. I'm gonna pull myself up here and sprinkle myself out. This still does not. There, I think that's a little better. Hi, Tracy. How are you today? Are you getting excited about the meet and greet? I bet you are. Hello, Susan. Hello, Linda. How are you guys? Thank you for popping in. Let's see. Hi, Cindy. Hello, hello, everybody. All right, I think I've got... Hi, Patty. Hey, Lori. Hey, guys. Thanks all for being here. Welcome to my segment in Craft Around the Clock. I got one more spot this week in Craft Around the Clock. So I'll be coming live one more time this week and then probably not again until next week. But so we're going to have fun today. So I think Debbie is still on. Tailored by Debbie was on just before me. So anyway, so we're going to get busy because I'm not sure how long this is going to take. But I mentioned yesterday, I was watching Miss Megan over at Right House Decor on Saturday, and there was a lady, and I wish I could remember her name, and I should have gone back, but I've been busy all morning, gone back to that live and found the person who mentioned it. And I may do that and then tag her when I post a picture, because she, one of her followers gave me this inspiration. She mentioned, because Megan had taken the shims. These are just the wood shims that you can buy at Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot, any probably hardware store. And I glued several together. Anyway, she made a witch out of the shims. I have done, and I'm sure you guys have seen the pictures of people taking and making a snowman and a scarecrow. Anyway, this follower of hers mentioned an angel, and it inspired me to try and create one. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take these shims and we're going to try and create a really cute angel. Hopefully it turns out cute. So I glued all these up yesterday or the day before because I use my Tight Bond and my Stick Fast, and I like to let it cure for a few days before I start messing with them. But then I stained them. Now I'm going to be using the stain side. I painted the back just to make it look a little nicer. That's why I did it. We're going to cover this side up. So then what I've done is I took a styrofoam ball and I take joint compound and I cover the styrofoam ball with the joint compound. I let it dry for a while, and just so it's not tacky anymore. Hi, Pam. Just so the outside kind of gets a little hardness to it. I don't even know, maybe couple hours or so. Hi, Belinda. Then I take a container of water and I stick my hands in it and I just gently rub over the top of that with a wet hand. And you can smooth all of that joint compound out and you get this really smooth look for face. I do this a lot for heads. Now, you could take muslin, cover the styrofoam ball with muslin would work, you know, whatever is easy for you. This is just what I do. So now we're going to paint this because I just like to put a coat of paint on this just to kind of seal it. And I'm going to use the French linen, the home decor French linen. Now, normally I use AFK or Afraid Not, Nicole's chalk paint in the color TP. But this is really close in. They're really pretty close to the same color. And I want to use this up. I don't have much of it left. So we're going to use that. And we're going to paint this. Now, when I do these, when I put the joint compound on the styrofoam ball, I just shove a skewer in there so I can have it to hang on to. And then I can put it in a cup and let it set and really dry. So I normally take it out and I glue the head on. Now this one, I just cut it and left that much of it. I've glued it up in there, and then I've also drilled a hole in the top of my shims. And that way I can stick this skewer down in there, and it'll give it it'll be a little more sturdy than just gluing the head on top of there. So I hope I didn't just confuse you guys. I need to do one on it. It takes a lot to do one. That's why I don't do them on a live. But, so how is everybody today? I've been busy this morning. I had to go out and sand some wood kits and do some boxing of some things up and get it ready to invoice. So I've been busy. And then I came in and finished getting prepared for my live. After I scheduled this live, I wasn't thinking when I scheduled it. Let's put it that way. I forgot that I would have to be doing, that my silent auction would be ending and that I would be trying to get all of the invoices for that and having to sand. So I've been kind of running around getting all that done, but I got it all done. So I had part of the prep work done yesterday. So, hey Brenda, how are you? Your little candy corn came out adorable. I loved it. You guys didn't go watch Miss Brenda last night. She made the cutest little acorn, or candy corn, and gave it little legs and a cute little bow, and yeah, she's adorable. All right, so we got that painted. And like I said, this is just to seal that joint compound. I guess you wouldn't really have to, but I like doing that. And then what I do is I usually will take some clear wax and some dark wax and kind of distress this a little. Yeah, Brenda, they're out on the playground. It's recess right now. Hi, Anita. Now, I guess you could take some real fine grit sandpaper and sand over the top of this too, but I don't mind kind of some of the bumps and stuff. Dry this. And it's not perfect, but it will work. So we'll get this dry. Got some wet spots here. There. So we're gonna put this up, but like I said, I'm trying to use all that paint. So now what I'm gonna do is I forgot to grab my clear wax. Just because I don't, you know me, I don't like anything real clean. So we're gonna distress this up just a little bit. So I'm gonna take my clear wax and we're gonna go over the top of this, and then I'm gonna take my dark wax and wipe it back. Just because I don't like it all nice and clean. You would not have to do this step. You could just leave it just the way it is. I just want to add a little distressing to this. Well, my grandson got another belt. He's now up to 3 belts. He got another one last night. Hey, Renee, how are you? He's doing really well in his karate. He's loving it. All right, we got that nice and covered with that. I'm gonna just set this right here. And then I'm gonna get my dark wax out. And we'll go over the top. I'm good. Well, good. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well. And my rag. And of course, I'm going to go over the top and wipe it because I want to give it some distressing. Yeah, he's loving it so much. He really is. I'm going to hang on to this a little better. He is really loving it. So he's got I think it's a yellow and a blue and a red. I think it's the one he got last night was a red one. And I can't remember what it was for last night's. Because each one, you know, it's for something. They get them. And my husband's supposed to be making my daughter like a thing that she can put on his bedroom wall to save all those belts. Hey, Griselda. Hey, Debbie. Loved your project. What I saw of it, I'll have to go back and watch the end. I had to leave, but what I saw looked really cute. It was a great idea. All right, so that's what it's looking like. I'm gonna, right here. I don't like that. It's kind of white looking. So that's what it's looking like. Oh, I don't know if you guys can tell. It's just kind of got a little dark look to it. Oops. Wrong lid. Okay. And we'll move this anyway. All right. So now what we're going to do, and I'm using this distressed rusty. This was a metal corrugated heart, and I'm not sure where I got it from. And of course, I distressed it. I actually did this a while back and then wound up not using it. So I've had it in my craft stash all the way done, or already done. So this is what we're going to use for her wings. I'm hoping it's going to look okay. I'm hoping it's going to go on there okay. All right. So I just took, oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine, Renee. I figured you were talking to somebody. All right, so this is the fabric I'm using for her dress. And I just cut a piece, I don't get real picky, and took some thread and put a running stitch in the top of it to gather it. And we're gonna glue this to the top. Hi, Diane. You're welcome. Hi, Criselda. So before that, I've got this piece of lace, vintage lace, and I'm gonna add this to the bottom of the fabric, just to give it a little something more. Hi, Becca. Hi, Deborah. Oh, yeah. So do I. I've done it a few times, Debbie. They work out great. Hearts do. They make great wings. I think they do anyway. So we've got my glue gun glued in. So we're going to attach this. I'm using my little Gorilla glue gun because it has a pretty fine point on it. It's a little bit, when I do stuff like this, I like to use it because it's got a smaller tip on it than that other one I have. And I really kind of like this because a lot of times when I put lace on, I'll put a piece of ribbon over the top of it just to kind of give it a little added feature, I guess. And I thought this looked kind of like there was already a little piece of ribbon at the top. And I'm not putting a whole lot down because I don't want a whole lot of glue coming through. And this, I did coffee grunge this fabric. And I kind of went with this color because I thought, well, it'd be kind of like, it reminded me of fall. And this could be like a little fall angel. Hey, Ruby, how are you? Thank you for sprinkling. But see how it's got that little detail on the top? I thought it looked like it, maybe a little piece of lace trim or ribbon trim up on the top. And I thought it kind of added that feature without adding the ribbon on here. So I'm going to trim this. And I'm not sure where I got this lace from. And I did not coffee grunge. It already looked like this. So, that was kind of a bonus. Now, I also have this fabric that hasn't been coffee grunged. It's been rusted. I got it from a gal who had an Etsy shop. I don't see her around anymore. But she used to take fabric, and she would do fabric and like bells and safety pins, and seems like she did tags and things, and she would rust them. And that's what she did with this fabric, is she like rusted it. And I'll show you the piece of fabric. So I don't know how she did it, but this is the whole piece. Well, I've cut some of it off, but this is what it all looked like. And I thought it was so cool how that looked. So like I said, I don't know how she did it on the fabric. I mean, I know how to rust safety pins and bells and things like that, but how she did the fabric, I don't know. But isn't that cool? I just love that, how that looks. And I thought it went really well on this fabric. There's some yellow flowers on here. And I'm gonna put it kind of right, I think I'm gonna put it kind of over here to the side. And I've got a little wooden heart. And we're gonna put that in her pocket. We're gonna make a little pocket. And I'm just gonna kind of Normally I put it on straight, but I think I'm going to put it on there like this and glue this down. Yeah, isn't that cool? I don't know, whatever, I know she was around for a while, and I don't know, I checked out her Etsy shop, because she had an Etsy shop, and she hasn't even added anything to it in a while, so I don't know what happened. Yes, it would. It would, Renee, you're right. It would look really pretty on a pumpkin. Really pretty. I actually forgot I had it, and I was looking for something else, and I found it. I really need to find a different way to store my fabric, because I have it in a clear bin, but, you know, it's kind of hard to still see unless I pull everything out. I just need to find a better way to store it so I can see all what I have. All right, get this glued down. I figured it would be easier to do this than to try and do it after I got this on the body of my angel. Now I might add, because I also like to do, and then I just have a piece of coffee grunged muslin, and I was thinking, because I also like to add little patches, so I might do that with this. Let's see. I'm gonna just tear a piece of this and maybe just thinking here. Maybe right there. We'll add a little patch. And we'll do another little one over here, maybe a couple of patches. I just love doing stuff like this. It just adds another, you know, I mean, I guess this is just what I like to do. Just instead of just a plain piece of fabric, I like to add little things on there, dress it up. Add those little extra features, you know, on things. I'm going to cut a piece of this. And I think that's a little too big, so I'm going to kind of cut it in half, I think, or close to half. Let's see, how do I want to do that? I think I want to do it just like that right there. And then I may add some little buttons on there and some other little things on there too. So let's get these down. Hey Cheryl, hi Linda. Hi Jan. Are you on lunch break? Miss Jan, are you on a lunch break? Or is there no school today? See, now it got all quiet. You can't hear the kids anymore. They went in for recess. I do enjoy that this time of the year and in the spring. having my window open and hearing the kids when school's still in, being able to hear the kids out on the playground. I do enjoy hearing that. I really do. Oops. Some other little details here. Well, all right. You have a great rest of your day, Debbie. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'm trying not to put a whole lot of glue on these. I wish I probably should get some. Oops, I got some glue on there I don't like. That Fabri-Tac when I do stuff like this, and I always forget about it. But I just try not to put a whole lot of glue so you don't see glue coming through the fabric. Okay. So that's what it looks like so far for her little dress. All right. So now we're going to bring this back over here. And you know what? I think before I do that, I should have, let's see how far that's going to come down first. I think I want to, yeah, before I do that, I think I want to take some of this paint, the same paint. That's what I use, the same French linen on the back. And I think I'm going to just paint a little bit at the bottom of this. Just to give it a more kind of finished look down here so it doesn't look so. Thank you, Ruby. Just so you're not just seeing stained wood. I mean, it wouldn't hurt anything, but I just thought so it all kind of matched. It, you know. Okay, there we go. That looks better. And it probably isn't going to go, I mean, you're probably not going to see up that high, but that's okay. We'll dry this real quick and then we'll add our dress on. It is really loud. Oh, okay. You guys start early. I think school here doesn't start until, well, maybe not. They don't get out till closer to 3 o'clock. They should get out here pretty soon. The kids here. The buses should be showing up here pretty soon to come and get the kids for the end of the school day. So I guess I wasn't thinking about that, what time it was. Okay, so we're going to get this glued on right here at the top. Now, I didn't, when I gathered this, I gathered it a little too small. I mean, I got a little tighter than I probably should have, but that's okay. It'll be okay. So we're going to start, and I'm just going to put a bead of glue across that. Now, you could, instead of putting this running stitch in the top, you could just put a bead of glue, and then as you're laying your fabric in the glue, just kind of gather it while it, you know, the glue is still hot. I've done that. But for me, I just find it's a little easier than to do it this way. And I wasn't sure with because these shims aren't real even. I wasn't sure how that would work out with the unevenness of the shim. So I just went ahead and gathered it. So whatever you find is easiest for you, you know, you do to get this little gathering and puckering for your fabric. And we'll get this down. Just like that. So there's her little dress. Now I'm going to just take and just in a couple places along the side, just tack this down. And actually just this one little place may be just fine. And this just you know, so it stays kind of and not just going every which way, I guess. All right, so there's her dress. So she's coming together. Now, I don't know if this is going to work with her. Oh, yeah, that'll be fine. All right. So now I also have this other little piece of lace. And I'm going to glue it around the top. Now, you're not going to see all of it, but I kind of wanted to hide this side where I gathered it a little too much and you can see. So I wanted to kind of camouflage this side and kind of dress it up just a little bit along the sides. Because I am going to add a bow to the front. Thank you, Lori. This is kind of my favorite way to do an angel. I like to use wood, and I have several wood angel wood kits. But I like to add, to me it helps bring the angel to life when you can add little pieces of fabrics. And how many shims do they? Linda, I don't know what size styrofoam ball. I can find out, but hang on and I'll count how many shims I used. Let me get this glued on and I'll count them and see. I think I used 18, but I'm not positive. But you could use, you know, however many you have would work, I think. But hang on, I'll let you know for sure. I'll put my glasses on so I can count these. Cut this off. Okay, there are 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I used 17 shims. And I will go look and see what size styrofoam ball that is. I want to say it's either a 2.5 or a 3-inch, but I'm not positive, but I can find out and let you know. So that just kind of dressed that up, kind of hid all that little gathering there at the top. So along that edge there. So I think she's coming along pretty well. And like I said, this is going to go right here in the top. I'm going to, shoot, I shouldn't have done that without putting some glue on there. I'm going to put some glue on this, and we're going to using my tight bond there. And I might have, should have, that should be okay. All right, that's what it's looking like so far. You're welcome. That shouldn't go anywhere once that dries. So I'm going to set that to the side for now. And we're gonna, so I've got some, I'm not gonna need all this, so I don't want that big of a bow. So I've got a piece of cheesecloth here and a piece of lace and a piece of fabric. And now why I did 2 of each, I don't know, because that's going to be way too big. Way too big of a bow. So we're going to make a bow and add a bow to her. And I forgot my string again. Hi, Lori. How are you today? Thank you, Anita. Yes, you can. Yes. Sarah, hi, Nana, So Many Treasures. Hello, hello. I couldn't find on the package of shims how long these were. But let me see. Let me uncover some things and I can measure them. But yes, you can. My Menards, because that's where I had to get mine, was at Menards. We don't have a Home Depot or a Lowe's, but I know that they carry them also. They did have shorter ones. They had this length that I have here, and then they had some shorter, and that would be cute to do like a little set. These are 11 3/4 inches long. So, you know it might be cute too with Christmas coming? I just thought about this. If you did like maybe 2 or 3 of them, like as carolers, wouldn't that be cute? Do like a little set of little caroling angels. That would be so cute. And do them. And, you know, if you have a way, a husband or a way to maybe even cut these down just a little and maybe use the smaller ones, cut these down just a little and then use them full length. And that way you had like stair stepped. That would be cute too. That would be really cute too. Hi, Alita. So many things, so many options. The little angel or the little witch that Megan did was adorable. It was really cute. I think I'm going to start with the lace here. And this has all been coffee grunged. Hi, Cindy. Have you guys made it yet? Or are you still traveling? I just want to get this kind of centered in half, and then we're gonna. You and your daughter still traveling? And we're gonna make a bow. We're gonna add the bow to her. Oh, leaving tomorrow. Okay. Hey, Peg. Leaving tomorrow, huh? Oh, yeah, you're just at your daughter's right now. Hey, Tracy. How are you today? I'm gonna do one more. And then we'll... Hello, Beverly. Thank you for sprinkling. Did you, Lori? Yeah, I made a scarecrow too, and I made a snowman. And I'm going to go back and see and watch Megan's live and see who it was, because I want to tag the sweet lady that inspired this project, me to try this project. Because I want to give her the credit. Have you drove the Indian engine? Oh, okay. So you got a little bit more traveling to do. Well, you guys are going to have fun, I think. You guys are going to have a blast. Okay, I moved it over there. Oh, yeah, that would be cute too, Lori, a Santa. That would be. And they're so inexpensive. Although at my Menards, they're a little pricey. When I bought mine, I got 2 packages of them. And we went to the checkout. And the gal, I don't know what she did, what she punched in or what. But she rang them up. And they rang up $77 for 2 packages of shims. And my husband and I are looking at each other. And I'm like, what? And she looked at us like, that's not right. And we were like, no, that's not right. You went to Menards today, Cindy? I'm going to need to go back because the 2 packages I bought are already gone. Oh, did you, Lori? I haven't checked Amazon. She re-rang it up and the 2 packages cost me less than $7. So they are very inexpensive. And they're so versatile, you know. They are so versatile to use. What do I got going on here? I'm losing track of what I'm doing, trying to visit. Hey, Cruz. How are you today? And we'll add the cheesecloth. Guys, I will finish her and I will take a picture. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Tracy. It may have been for a case of them, may have been that much. Hi, Kefany. Love you, big girl. Hey, Stephanie. How's Berkeley? Did you get her home, or hopefully she's not too sick? Poor thing. Isn't that just the way it is? The kids start school and they get sick. Doing good. Oh, good. Yeah. Hey, Babs. Hopefully she's not got something too serious. It's like maybe a 24-hour bug, but isn't that how it goes? The kids go back to school and they wind up catching everything that comes along. All right, so there's our bow. Oh. So everyone will be sick. Yeah, probably, Steph. You're probably right. Now they'll all be sick. All right. So we got our bow. And I got to get my wings on. And we'll get that on. So let's see if I can attach these wings. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some hot glue on here. And I'm just gonna kind of, I'm gonna have to hurry here. Right along here, because this is corrugated, so. And just right in the center here. Oops. Oops, oops. All right. So that's what she's looking like so far. I think I got them on there pretty good. And then the bow is going to go right here in front, and I will have to trim it down, but that'll help cover some of that space between the head and the you know, that gap that we've got going on. So we'll get that on. I'll hold this just a minute and then I'll turn it around so you guys can see. And I will trim this up so you can see the little pocket. And then I'll paint the little heart, and I'll add the little heart in her pocket. I love doing that. And I do have some little eyes. So that's what she's looking like so far. Come on, stand still. And then I have these little black half beads. Thank you, Denise. Hello, Robin. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Becca. These little eyes, I'm gonna put them on. I don't like that these are shiny, so I always paint them with chalk paint. So I kind of, it takes that shine so away. But guys, stick around and see the next creator. I don't know who's up after me. But thank you all for joining me. Like I said, I will be on again on Thursday. So, hey, Jessica. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you all coming in and spending some time with me. Thank you, Becca. So I will finish her, and I will post a picture because I'm going to add some other little details to her. She's not quite finished. But I think she's turning out just adorable. I'm loving it. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day, and make sure you stick around and see the next creator in Craft Around the Clock. Bye.